Hello, everybody. I am going to be talking about how I am actually using LinkedIn to build a clinical research site from the ground up and how to attract high ticket clients. We are going to be talking about the truth on how you can turn your expertise into an infrastructure and income. If you don't know me by now, you're going to get to know me. My name is Alicia Moore. I am the CEO of Clinical Science Research Solutions, and I'm also the founder of I Am Research and Wellness Foundation. All right, here's the deal. A lot of people talk about how they want to bridge the gap in this industry, but a lot of times what I'm finding is people are just talking just to be talking. And that won't work. It never works. There has to be some action behind what you're saying and what you're trying to do. So in this particular short webinar, I am going to be basically pulling back the curtain on how I'm building a clinical research site, the infrastructure from scratch, with zero clinical trial access in this area, and helping sponsors, physicians, and overlooked professionals to do the same. So basically, if you're wondering what a workforce equity and real infrastructure building looks like, you're looking right at me. I am the one that's building it, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see here. I have some notes that I have. 86% of rural U.S. counties have no access to clinical trials. In Missouri, in our area, Missouri Boot Hill, counties such as Scott, New Madrid, Mississippi, and Penobscot counties, we do not have any commercial research sites. The nearest ones, as you can see down here, like in the major cities, 2.5 hours away from Sikeston, Missouri, they literally have trial hubs backed by multiple sponsors. So they have clinical research sites in St. Louis. But we're working on fixing that. It's not about just the patients. It's about, physicians. It's about the workforce. And it's also about building sites that didn't exist before and getting them sponsor ready. I'm not waiting for permission. I'm basically creating my own mentorship program. So the way I'm going about doing it is I launched my newsletter literally on May 16th. And in less than 2 weeks, I went from zero subscribers to over 800 plus subscribers, which for me, that's huge. I didn't think it was going to grow that fast. Some may grow faster than others, but that doesn't matter. So the impact that LinkedIn can have if you are leveraging it correctly, you're going to be able to book meetings with CROs, sponsors, and executives the way I have. You will be able to start talking about how you can literally bridge the gap in this industry, in these research naive areas. And, for me personally, I do have a marketing team right now, but we're still in the works of getting everything together. But even with me doing this, I don't have any paid ads. I'm just trying to gain the visibility by, posting content that is relatable, finding my niche, which I have, and trying to position myself, which I am positioning myself as a leader, a builder, and I'm not just speaking about it. I'm literally working on filling in the gaps because it is a huge need because, our research naive areas, they have the patient population that's going to help, with the driving force of, making sure that the drugs that go to market can help everybody and not just one particular group of people or a couple. Okay. All right. This webinar is not very long at all. So I wanted to talk about, again, I'm not just waiting for somebody, and I thought that I was going to get into the project manager role, CTM roles, but that did not work. As time went on and I was able to, land speaking events or go to these conferences, and basically talk about my experience and bring in something tangible to these conferences, I really begin to niche down on how I can actually help the community and individuals like myself move from point A to point B. So what I started doing was creating these mentorship programs. And the one that will start on June 9th, that particular mentorship program, it emphasizes how you can take the clinical research experience that you have at this point, instead of waiting for the next regular job to open up, you can leverage your skills and package that up into a consulting package, whether it's an ebook or doing webinars or something along those lines. I'm able to take, like, some of my clients, I can look at my clients right now that's in one of my mentorship programs, and from the entrepreneurial aspect, I can see gifts in them that they're not able to see in themselves. So with that being said, I take what the experience that they have, and I tell them, this is how you create a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something that's free content or something educational that you're going to give to your ideal audience. And once you nail that down, it is so easy to do. It takes refining and it takes time. So that's what I'm basically teaching in the Side Hustle Mentorship Program. It starts June 9th. And we're going to do a deep dive on how you can actually present yourself in a way that you are the authoritative figure in the niche that you're in, because somebody needs your help. Everybody, there's millions, billions of people on this earth. So there is a gap in this industry that your talent can use and, shift it into a product that will be helping to serve your people or your niche or your avatar. I even went as far as creating a corporate mentorship program and a site startup readiness mentorship program. And I'll back up to the Site Start Ready mentorship program. That includes legal SOPs, DEI strategy, onboarding curriculums, and one-to-one training. My curriculums, mentorship programs are not cookie cutter. They are specific to the needs of the client. So say, for instance, for the Site Readiness program, mentorship program, I'm literally bringing in experts, let's say like a clinical research lawyer, a grant writer, let's see here, what else? A marketing team, because you're going to need to be able to market your business so people are aware of who you are, what you do, the studies that you have, the sponsors that you're networking with, and even to attract the sponsors and the right CROs, and to attract the right patients, if you will, so they can, participate in your clinical trials. But you have to have a brand already built. And then what else? There are so many other things that I am implementing in these programs, to the point to where all the client has to do is do the work. I've done the grit work behind the scenes. I'm bringing in the guest speakers. They have the tools, the SOP templates in order for you to start a site. And there are ways of me taking that information and building this awesome program. That way you're not going around trying to search for bits and pieces, because that's something that I notice in this industry. You're having to go over here, over there to Timbuktu to try to put all the pieces together. Well, guess what? In all my programs, I do that for you. You do not have to go anywhere else looking. I have the exact resources that you need and then some, in order for you to be successful at what you're wanting to do, whether that's building, opening up your own clinical research site, or starting your own side hustle while you're still working your day job or looking for the traditional job. And then I've also booked a corporate mentorship program for CROs, sponsors, and the executives, so we can have this strategic phone call conference. And in a way, I'll be able to teach them, this is what it takes to actually get to research naive areas. It's not as easy as people think. It's not as easy to go and grab a doctor and say, oh, let's start a clinical research site. No, and that's definitely not the way I'm doing it, because it won't work in a research naive area. they really don't know and understand like what is clinical research in the first place. So I have to start literally from the ground up and with the basics. What is clinical research? And then first of all, who am I? What do I have to offer? So I'm building all these, this ecosystem in preparation for me whenever I get ready to open up the clinical research site. And, I'm doing these webinars. I'm going to the conferences, and I am networking with organizations like nonprofit organizations or businesses or business owners, CEOs in the community. So by the time I get ready to launch my research site, well, most of everybody, they're going to know who I am, and I'm not just plopping something in front of their face. I want CROs and sponsors and everyone to understand that there's already a lot of skepticism in this industry as it pertains to participating in clinical trials. And we have to find a way of easing it in slowly, surely, and building that trust within the community. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. And I've also, I'm working on my CRC Principal Investigators Academy, because again, in this area, like our university, they don't have anything remotely that talks about clinical research. So I want to make for sure, as I'm building out my infrastructure, that I have exactly what a research naive area needs. We need the education. We need the grit. We need someone that understands like, hey, this is going to be a slow process, but we need to be educated as well. Hence the reason why I formed my nonprofit organization too, so we can do the health and wellness fairs and the webinars and the educational conferences and things like that. So for me, for you guys, the sponsors, you can book a call. The links will be in the description box for the Site Startup Ready Diversity Mentorship Program. And again, the Side Hustle Mentorship Program, it starts on, June 9th. And then book a call with me for the Corporate Mentorship Program, because we need to just stop talking about filling in the gap or addressing the gap. We have to put some actions in our words and start building and networking with each other to solve these problems. And again, the last bullet point says, hey, let's build this thing together. Let's see here. Again, whenever you are talking about LinkedIn or you're on LinkedIn posting content, make sure it's relatable. Make sure that it's coming from a place of experience like myself. It's coming from a place of, I'm living it, I'm breathing it, I'm doing it. Because whenever you start posting content like that, people can feel your authenticity. It's to the point to where apparently I struck a nerve in a good way. Whenever, as I mentioned before, I launched my newsletter on May 16th. And then what happened was I was so surprised. After the third newsletter, I was way past 800 subscribers, and it's counting. I'm almost at 900 subscribers, and this is May 31st. I have positioned myself in a way. I have, big companies, they're reaching out to me because they see the value that I am giving and they see the passion that I have. Right now, as I mentioned before, I don't have any paid ads yet, just driven value and visibility. I do have a marketing team now because it's getting to the point to where I cannot do all of this by myself. And it's a wonderful feeling to have. And then that's one other thing that I teach and I have implemented into my site readiness mentorship program, a marketing team. They're going to be coming in as guest speakers and speaking to you and letting you know, like, hey, this is what happens whenever you have a marketing team. Even with the lawyer, I will have my clinical research lawyer coming in. So again, you won't have to look for those resources. And I will have my grant writers coming in too, because you need to know what the options are as far as you having some of the expenses paid and not having to worry about all the overhead costs. I'll get it out. And again, I position myself not just as a builder, but as a leader, and not just a speaker. I'm a doer. and I'm going out into the community. I'm speaking to people, and my messages is really resonating with individuals, and it's coming from the heart. I'm truly in love with what I do because I see the need and I see the gap, and I just love it, honestly, because it's helping people. You have to come into this industry willing to serve. The mindset, even whenever in my mentorship programs, you have to change your mindset to serving people. And then whenever you change that mindset to serving, people will see it. And then the money will come. The guest speaking events will come. All the opportunities will come, but you just have to put yourself out there. Again, I've already talked about why I built it, but we can go over it again. I created the site setup and diversity readiness mentorship program, and I'm working on developing the programs for the PIs, the PI program, CRCs, and CRA Academy. And also to note for my business, we are going to ensure that our courses are accredited, starting with the PI course. And the site startup readiness program, we will include legal SOP. You'll have the legal SOPs ready to purchase. We'll have all that ready for you. You won't have to go looking for it. So if you are wanting something that's done and already made, I am working with the legal lawyers. And again, they will be coming to speak to you, and you'll have those templates at your fingertips. You do have to purchase them, but just think about it. It's already done. You probably will have to tweak it a little bit for your particular business and site, but that's all you'll have to do. Super perfect. We will talk about DEI strategy and onboarding, especially in a research naive area. Again, I'm living it, I'm breathing it, so I'll be able to teach you how to do these things the right way. And I've designed these programs. They're audit ready site infrastructure for CROs and sponsors. And basically to trust, I'm building these infrastructures from the ground up, from my perspective, because first of all, whenever I'm doing this in real time, people will be able to trust what I'm doing. And, as I mentioned before, I'm sharing everything on LinkedIn. It's coming from the heart. I love what I do. I have the data and I have proof, right? Excuse the messiness up here. I want to thank everybody for showing up to this short and sweet webinar. Follow me on LinkedIn. Subscribe to my newsletter. It's called the Researchpreneur Digest on LinkedIn, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody for listening, and I hope you gained something out of this mini webinar. If you have any questions, again, hit me up on LinkedIn, and then everything, the links to join the mentorship program is in the description box. My link to my newsletter is in the description box. My LinkedIn profile, if you are wanting to connect, let's connect, is in my the description box. And what else? If you are wanting to, the sponsor CROs, strategic phone call, I've got that link in there. And anybody that is willing and ready to start their site from the ground up, for me, it's a research naive perspective. We can get ready. The link, the sign up list is in the description box as well. And again, I'm literally building this from the ground up, and I will be giving you so many great resources that you won't have to go looking for them yourself. And also in all my programs, you'll have lifetime access to the courses, and you will be in what I call a private group. So changes are going to always come and go, and we're going to need to support each other. So that's the reason why I will continue to have everybody in a private group. We need each other. So again, thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for more content. It's going to be a little bit more in depth. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Comment below what you want to hear next, or if you're ready to, turn your expertise into income, comment ready. If you're ready to start your own site, say start a site. And if you are a sponsor, CRO, say, hey, Alicia, I'm ready. Let's do this. I want to network with you. Comment in the comments below. Again, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you soon. Okay.